Hello there everyone, my name is Crazy Caleb and welcome back to Hell, also known as Flipping Squares. This module is, as many have referred to it, bogo sort Hell, and as I've learned myself too, it is quite bogo sort Hell. However, today I am deciding to teach it and you guys can get to watch me suffer of how this module works. There is a couple little techniques that I would like to actually teach of this module and see if I can get some successful examples. I'm hoping and praying, but we'll see what happens. But let's get right into this. So, there is going to be a series of 9 different squares on this module, and pressing a square will perform a series of different flips. Each of them will have a flip of its own, some more wacky than others, for sure. And of course, you can long press it, or simply just hold down a button for more than 0.3 seconds to reset everything you've done beforehand. As we can see here, that's what happens. One of these squares will have a status light. One of them will be empty, and the rest of the other 16 of them, this is 18 total squares. The rest of them will have a series of arrows along with a series of colors. So the arrows will be in 2 different possibilities. They will be essentially a north, east, west, and south, which is your up, down, left, right. They can be rotated, of course, later on. And they will be a diagonal, for example, in this bottom right red will be a northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest. Those are the 2 different possibilities of the arrows, and each color present on this module being red, orange, yellow, green, skipping over cyan, azure, blue, purple, and pink. There will be 2 colors of each of these cells, and both of those colors will have, both of these tiles will have each one of the variants here, the up, left, right, down, and the diagonals. The only reason why I skipped over cyan is because cyan is guaranteed to be the status light in the empty square. That's essentially what's going to happen. And let's get into what exactly we need to do with this module. This module, because it's a bogo sorting hell, we're not actually able to strike on this at all. So that's actually rather quite nice by the creators, because this is it's a masterpiece of its own in its own ways. So we have, all we need to do for the serial number is we need to get the first and the last character. And if the first character is a number, we simply are going to take it, because that's all we simply care about. We're looking for characters, not specifically letters. So in this case, we're going to take a Bravo 6. So what exactly are we going to get from this information? This information is going to give us a series of 2 different configurations of which we need to set up our board to be. And it's going to be Bravo. Bravo for the arrow configuration first. So Bravo is going to be the arrow configuration, which is right here. And 6 is going to be the color configuration, which is what the last character is going to determine. It will always be a number for this, unless for some reason you're using modded serial numbers, which in this case I would advise against it. So yeah. So let's get into what this module actually wants you to do. So our goal here is to get all of these guys to get to be in the directions that they are on this arrow configuration, along with the colors that correspond to them. Now, the solution can always be performed in no more than 4 flips. However, finding that can be a little bit tricky. Trust me. So what I generally tend to do is first, before I jump knee deep into this module, let's take a look at the initial configuration. So let's make sure we're reset to the original configuration. Let's try and figure out if there's anything that's actually in the correct position. So, taking a look around, we have not many matching in this case, but we do have an azure that's pointing to the left that is in the correct position. That could potentially be leading to somewhere. And generally what I tend to do with this information is I try to avoid actually moving this azure at all. Now, of course, there might be some cases where I simply just will have no choice but to move it. But in some cases, I generally tend to avoid the stuff that I can and try and focus on what movements can get me the squares that I need, along with the color orientations. So let's try and do this while keeping in mind that azure in the middle right position is in the correct position and the correct color configuration. So let's take a look. So can we get an upright blue? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of these possible movements. See if we can have anything that will help me. Right here. If we do alpha 1, that will give me an upright position, along with helping me with a green to the right. So that's exactly what we needed for this, and we already have 3 of the colors sorted out. So alpha 1, from what it looks like, will be potentially used in one of our 4 movements. So let's take a look at some other movements here. So let's reset back to the original position. Let's try and get the purple in the up position. Let's see if there's anything that can help me with there. Right here, Bravo 1. If we do Bravo 1, this could potentially help me right here. Bravo 1 will get me the purple. Now, there might be some other movements that we need to take a look at that can potentially help me. Let's make sure that there isn't. It doesn't look like there's going to be anything else. But Bravo 1 will help me put the purple up in the correct position. And we already have currently 4 correct positions. That's really, really good for us. So let's take a look at some of the other possibilities of which we could look at here. Right here, orange and yellow are actually are sorted out right here. Because of the fact that we do Bravo 3, so Bravo 3 could be potential movement. Bravo 3 sorts out our orange and yellow. They need to be down and down left respectively, which they are. And what we need to do is, by the way, I didn't mention this, the status light will always be in the center of the module. Regardless of whatever happens, the status light has to be in the center of the module, and that's going to be the way that it is. So, what we need to do is we need to find the pink, the cyan, and the red, which I believe I remember seeing a movement at Charlie 1 that could potentially help us. So all we simply need to do is we simply want to try and find some of the movements that can give us the correct positions, and then in some cases there might be the potential of you have found a series of 4 correct movements. However, you need to essentially figure out how to get them in the correct position, and that might be where a little bit of a bogus sorting comes into play. But try and find stuff that essentially lines up everything that you want to do. So, but in this case, we actually got a really lucky example here, and everything kind of just went together. That was perfect. So let's take a look at a couple more examples. That one was pretty easy to do, and let's see if we can get something else a little bit more complicated, perhaps. So let's take a look, and I will be right back when I get another example loaded up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so we had that example previously. That was a really nice example. Let's see if we can get something perhaps a little bit nastier, because that was relatively lucky. That was actually like one of the luckiest examples I've ever seen, and I don't want to get away with that without having some sort of tricky challenge. So we have a 5 as our first character of the serial number. This is the configuration that we need, and a 0 as our last digit of the serial number. So let's take a look and let's see if there's anything in the correct position. So we already have actually red and yellow in the correct position, being down and left in the first and third. That is already a good start for us. That's actually really, really nice. And let's keep looking. So we need to do red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, azure, blue. Blue is also in the correct position. That's really, really good for us. So we actually already have 3 corners set up, and purple and pink are the other 2 positions. So we already have 3 of our 4 corners set up for us. That's really, really good for us. But we don't know exactly what else we're going to be looking for, and there might be the potential of us actually having to move this. So let's figure out and see what we can do here. Now, if we do the middle here, if we do Bravo 2 sets us up for the orange in the down left position, the status light in the middle. However, it does not set us up for the pink down at the bottom. There could be potential second movement purple rather. There could be potential second movement that we need to consider here. So let's try and figure out something else. And of course, the status light being in the correct position, as I said, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have I might not have mentioned this, but it does not necessarily mean that it's going to be in that exact position for the entire time. Oh, well, that's rather quite easy. Alpha 2 will give us simply just the green that we need. It will simply flip over 1 square to get us green pointing to the down left. That's going to be a guaranteed press because we need to press that. Now, perhaps we can press the Charlie 3. Let's see what that does. Ooh, okay. So, if we see here, everything else is figured out except the cyan in the dead center, which is actually screwed up here. So we need to figure out some sort of a range. We need to figure out something else that can help us here. Now, what we did here was we did it was not that, it was this one here. Now, potentially, what we can do is we could potentially do Charlie 3 and Charlie 2 in some way, shape, or form, because the Charlie 2 opens this up, then we do Charlie 3, that puts it down in that position. And then that gets us actually not what we want at all. So, but we do know that we're going to be using Bravo 2 and Alpha 2, definitely, in some way, shape, or form. Charlie 3 is also helpful. It's unfortunate though that we have to be in this kind of circumstance. That does not help us. Ooh. Perhaps we can use Bravo 1 in some way. That's going to be a little bit helpful for us. Hopefully. I say that with a lot of hope. Um, okay, so we have you figured out. We've got um, you don't help us. You potentially do. Um, okay. Uh, all right, so we might actually not be looking at Charlie 3 or Charlie 2. So we need that orange to go up to the top left there, which actually we want to stay at the bottom position down there. Okay. But I think it's safe to say that we're going to be interacting with Bravo 2 is pretty much a guaranteed confirmation. Bravo 2 is guaranteed. We know that for a fact because we need to get that green down into the bottom left position. I'm going to unhighlight all of these. But we know for a fact that we have the blue. We need to get the orange to the correct position. We need to get the azure up in there too. Um, okay, here we go. Potentially we could be using, actually, instead of Bravo 2, Bravo 2, we could be using Bravo 3 instead of doing Alpha 2. Which, sorry if I did that wrong. So we could potentially be using Bravo 3. We need to essentially set up in some way, shape, or form. We got the orange right there. Oh, this is rather quite close, I think. Um, Okay, this is I think a little bit close. So we have the pink in the correct position, we have the purple in the correct position, we have the azure in the correct position, orange in the correct position. The only one that we don't have right now is the green. So potentially what we can do is we can potentially do a flip, kind of just rotating it, I guess. Not quite. So potentially what we could be actually looking at here is a difference of order. Um, So what we did was we did Bravo 3 in some way, shape, or form. That's going to be included. Perhaps there could be Alpha 2 somewhere in here. Um, and I think that there's going to be a Charlie 3 involved. Just because of the fact that there's that stuff taken care of. There also is the possibility of there being a Bravo 3 excuse me, in Charlie 2, perhaps. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a little bit of a trickier one, but thankfully enough, we don't have to really worry about our corners at all. We simply just need to figure out how we can get the Alpha 2 setup while making sure that we also include while also making sure we get these corners taken care of as well. So we want to get that azure down to here. We want to get that orange up to there. Flip you. Oh, close. Okay. Um, oh, we're so close. I think we have something. Um, and the purple and the orange are popping up bright, but now we're screwed with the status lights. So I think we have a good combination going for us. It's just we need to figure out how to keep that status light in the middle, and we need to figure out how to keep that green down in the bottom right. Now, of course, we could actually have a possibility of looking at some of the different cases, um, which actually we might be able to do this right here. Um, Yeah, I could see that definitely. I could see we definitely be using Alpha 1 to get that status light up and then just simply redoing it again. So perhaps we could do Alpha 1 in some way there. The Bravo 3, we could do Charlie 3, the Bravo 3. Okay. The orange and the azure are not in the correct positions, so let's try and figure out how we can fix this. Um, so we try it again. So let's take a look. So do a let's do Charlie 3, Bravo 3. No, we want to do. I think we want to do Bravo 3, then Charlie 3, and then we do you flip you over, flip you, flip you back over, flip you back over. No, we'll flip you. We're so close. There's something that we're missing here. So yeah, this is why sometimes it could be really nasty examples. I have a hunch, I have an idea of what we're looking at. I just don't know exactly what combination we're looking for, quite frankly. So let's keep looking. And this is exactly what I mean by this can be just a really, really annoying module in general. I'm by all means not supporting this module. I'm not saying it's a great one at all. I'm just simply saying that it is really annoying. So we need to get that orange up into the up top there, which means that we pretty much don't want to. We kind of want to do you first. Oh, come on, mate. So let's plan again, because I think we're doing something wrong here, and I think it's just because of the fact that we're doing this a little bit too fast. Perhaps we could do Alpha 2, Charlie 3. So we do you, flip you back over, flip you guys back over. No, we need that orange up there. Okay, I think we should worry about, first off, focusing on trying to get the orange back up to the top left here. We're definitely not going to be doing that. We want to get Charlie 3, I believe. No, we do not want to do Charlie 3 because that's going to get us stuck in that corner, which is not what we want. We do that, that's going to help us. If we do this, that's going to help us. We do you, that's also going to help us. Okay. And now we're at the point. So what did we just do there? So we just did Bravo 3 and Charlie 3. So Bravo 3, Charlie 3. So we did Bravo 3, Charlie 3. Bravo 3, Charlie 3. And then perhaps Bravo 1. Azure. Yeah, there we go. All right. So yeah, I just need to figure out how to get the orange up into the top left there with like the consistent pattern. So we have to do Bravo 3, Charlie 3. And again, it's a lot of just trying to figure out how the just how these positions can move into the correct positions. Or just how some of the flipping squares can get you into the correct positions while also making sure that we do the right combination. Order is so important with this module. I'm willing to go over one more example with you guys because it's been going good so far. Let's go over one more example and let's see what we can do. But yeah, this module is definitely not for the faint-hearted. And it's not really all that pleasant of an experience. As much as Diffuse jokes about it, and as much as Quinn loves this module, I personally don't really care for it. I can do it, but after a while, it definitely can be a bit bad. There are definitely a lot of worst cases that you can get, but there is still some nastiness with some of the easier examples, of course. So let's take a look at our final example here. So we have Victor. So Victor is going to be our error configuration, which is going to be right here. 6 is going to be right here. And that is what we're going to be looking at. So we have blue in the bottom left. That's good so far. Pink, purple, pink, nothing yet. Green, cyan, azure, red, red in the top left. That's good so far. Orange and yellow. So we only have 2 positions correct this time. So we have the top left and the bottom left. So let's figure out if we can get anything set up for us. Let's try you. No, not quite. So all we simply need to do is we simply need to figure out how to flip this one over because green to the left went up to here, which we need green to the left in the middle position. Right here. Here we can do some stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So if we do a Bravo 2 in the dead center, that can get our green taken care of here. Ooh. Now, does this help me at all? Not really. But this does give me the status light, which I need. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff that we can get. Okay. So if the lights come back on, unfortunately. Let's take a look at Bravo 3. What does Bravo 3 do for me? It does some stuff, definitely. Okay. The yellow is now in the correct position. If I do a Bravo 3, that's definitely helpful. Ooh, here we go. I believe if we do a Bravo 3 and a Bravo 2, that definitely sets us up for some really good correct positions. So this actually sets us up for our purple. So if we do a Bravo 3 and a Bravo 2, we get from here, and that's it right now. We also get the green, the purple, the yellow. So now what we need to do is we need to get the orange. Let's see what else we can do with this potentially. That definitely sets us up for the Azure, doing the Charlie 2. That sets us up for the Azure and the status light. But it does also affect our purple, so we need to keep that in mind. This could potentially just also be a reordering thing that we need to do as well, so we're figuring out a couple correct moves here. We need to find an up orange. That's what we need to do. Perhaps we can do something with Charlie 3. I'm not quite sure. Okay, this will be interesting, definitely. So let's try some different orderings. Let's try Charlie 2, and we do Bravo 3, then Bravo 2. Ooh, this actually really, really helps us. This puts the orange in the correct position. So if we do a Charlie 2, Bravo 3, Bravo 2, this sets us up for some actually interesting stuff here. So we have the orange down in the correct position as well, but we need to figure out where the status light is at. Okay, that does only one movement. We have the status light down in the bottom right here. Okay. We could be potentially trying to find a different movement that we need. Because we need that pink down in the bottom right, not the top right. That's what we need. And we also need to figure out where that other Azure is at. So we need to figure out where the Azure right. It's right there, so we need to figure out how to swap these two guys together. So maybe we can do something a little bit different. Let's maybe try Charlie 2, Bravo 2, and then Bravo 3. This does not help me. This does not help me at all. This actually does a lot worse for me. So I think we want to stick with Charlie 2, Bravo 3, Bravo 2, which is doing me good so far. What else did these guys do? I haven't really tested these at all. Okay, maybe we can do something with the Charlie 3 here. Perhaps. Maybe let's maybe try and input Charlie 3 somewhere in here. So Charlie 2, Charlie 3, Bravo 3, Bravo 2. Not quite. It definitely does give me the orange in the correct position. It gives me the green and the purple. The green and the blue rather. However, it does not give me the purple as we had it originally beforehand, but maybe we can do something with this. Ooh, okay, not quite. The purple is now oriented wrong. Okay, this is a little bit interesting. Again, I'm trying to find an issue. I'm trying to find the issue where we can get the Azure, the right Azure, down into this right position. Let's actually figure out where that actually is on the module right here. So it's always going to be up here. So we need to figure out how to get that down. That's going to be one thing that we want to do here. And let's see what that we could potentially have to do a something like this, then do the Charlie 2, then do the Bravo 2, then do the Charlie 3. We might be onto something here, actually. Here. So let's try and figure this out. So let's perhaps... What we want to do is we want to get this We want to get the Azure over. I think I found something that we're looking for here. So we want to try and get this guy over. Um, Hey, there we go. Yeah, so it was just a combination of the Charlie 3, Charlie 2, Bravo 3, Bravo 2. So I was actually on the right track with it. I just couldn't figure out exactly what the order was. So yeah, essentially what you want to do is you want to try and find a series of 4 different movements that give you the moves and the order that you and moves that you want, and determining their order is essentially the BOGO sorting method of this. That's kind of the way that I do it. There is, of course, like I said, some nastier examples of which you can get, but without further ado, if you guys have any more questions, hopefully someone else will help you in the comment section, if not me. And as always, stay crazy, stay cool, don't let this module flip you off, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.